this series, I'm searching for answers to some of life's biggest questions. So I ventured to a sacred place with some high energy to find and to talk to some extraordinary people.
I didn't start living until I found out I was dying.
Right now, I'm on a quest to find the true meaning of happiness.
When I was born, I was 3 days old and doctors said I'd never walk.
So I set off on a wild and crazy journey to Mount Everest Base Camp to find answers. And I hated it. You see, I practically only have one leg, which made things difficult. But it's all about the inspiring people you meet.
I have terminal cancer, and I have a year to live. Here we go!
Are you kidding me? And we think we've got it tough.
I saw many people dead on base camp.
There's a lot of folks that tried to buy the way to the top.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
I'm telling you, this is some pain.
Impossible for him to walk till Everest Base Camp.
Mate, are we ever going to see Everest?
Someone's been hit with altitude sickness. We're only at 4,000 metres.
It's not there, it's here.
Yeah.
So if we're just conscious and aware of the thoughts that we use, then we can know what we're inventing.
They're not interested in how you define yourself or where you fit in a hierarchy.
If you believe in the American dream, then you must be asleep.
People wanting to, take selfies and prove their point and express that how happy they are instead of just being happy.
We are happy all the time.
And just laugh a lot.
I'll leave that bit out.
Well, this is pretty bloody awesome.
The happiness is everywhere. It depends up to you.
And that's the key to happiness.
That's what I'm talking about.
Here we go!
So I know that our thoughts and our thoughts alone create our happiness. And we're going to get to that. People from all over the world come to the Himalayas to find happiness, spirituality, God, whatever you want to call it. But do they really need to come all this way? To find out, I'm jumping on the smallest plane I've ever been on to land on one of the world's most dangerous airports. And I'm going to trek to Mount Everest Base Camp. And along the way, I'm going to get insight off other travellers and their thoughts on happiness too. So on this trip, we've got our trusty guide Lakpa to help, and one of my good mates Brian. Yep, that's a worried look on his face. And I don't blame him, because we're coming in steep. And if these planes don't land in time, we're straight into a cliff face. But honestly, this is awesome. It's totally out of my control and I'm loving it. Landed, but I had to hang around. I had to watch one plane take off. You see, if these planes don't get enough speed, they're straight off a cliff face. So this hike, it's going to take around 7 days. These mountains, they're beautiful. The landscape, it's stunning. I'm in no rush. And then I come across this waterfall. Are you kidding me? It's untouched. Fresh water from the Himalayas, crystal clear, cold, as if I'm not getting this energy into me. When I was a kid, I'd hear my dad play the piano. He would always stick to the same songs and play the ones he loved. I could tell from the sound and vibration coming from the piano exactly what he is feeling. Without seeing or speaking to him, I'd know if it's a good time to ask him for a loan of $20 or not. So the way we think and feel is just like the piano strings vibrating. People can see and feel your thoughts, whether they consciously know it or not. Just like the old saying, it's all about the vibe. Holy shit. Thank God I haven't got a fear of heights anymore, Brian. But to get 150 metres up there, it means I've got to take stairs 150 metres up there. The height of these bridges, they freak me out a little. But no winching, because when you see how hard some of these locals work, they're not complaining, and it's usually with a smile on their face. 80 kilos. Not bad. 90 kilos.
Oh my gosh.
It's all hard.
Yeah.
90 kilos. He carries this up, what, 60 degree at feet, 60 degrees steep. Carries 90 kilos, he weighs 55. Man. First lesson I learned on this trip, appreciate how much easier we have it back home. So you've probably seen me limping around by now, but I guess my leg needs a little explaining. It's only day 2 and my leg is killing me. Right, under there, now, and it was this one, now this one's just gone on me. It's kind of lovely up here. You see, I lost my knee and mangled my leg in a motorcycle accident, almost ripping it off. It was at a time where I pretty much didn't give a shit about anything really. You know the old saying, everything happens for a reason? I know now that what I thought was one of the worst experiences of my life, it changed my life for the better. So it's time to settle in for the night. We found a sweet tea house, but stuff being indoors all evening, I'm getting out to play some soccer with the local kids. While I was kicking around, I was wondering, what else do the locals get up to around here? So I found out when they invited me back to their family kitchen. They want to have a laugh, just like you and I. They challenged me to some Nepalese ghost pepper chilies. Little did they know I'm the master of chilies. It does creep up on you. I might cry. Just a little bit. Woo! It comes up a bit. Just a little bit. Is it supposed to make you dizzy? Is this altitude sickness or the chili? Waking up to no concrete, no phone reception. Hold on, is that a unicorn? Coffee on a cold morning. Sometimes Luckbo gotta whip him like the yak. So we've got a free day here. It's time to acclimatise, kick about and reflect. We talk about energy and thoughts. Well, our thoughts and thought energy is no different to the wind. From a very early age, we know what wind is. None of us have ever seen it, but we absolutely know that the wind exists. We see how it moves leaves on a tree or feels a yacht's sails push it through the water. We feel it on our face. Although wind itself is invisible, we have no doubt about its energy. Your thoughts are as real as the wind, and in fact, our thoughts create our experiences. If we give enough thought energy and emotion to something for long enough, positive or negative, we bring that experience closer to ourselves. So if you want to be happy, just think happy. But is it really that easy? So if we're just conscious and aware of the thoughts that we use, then we can know what we're inventing. And that's the most important thing, just being conscious and aware. Doesn't mean you have to go sit in the rocks in the Himalayas for 3 hours a day meditating. That's not what it means. It just means slowing down and being aware and conscious of our thoughts. It's really that simple. Anger, fear, worry, self-doubt, judgment, negativity. The mind is like a Los Angeles freeway and it can be a mess. Do any of these emotions actually help? I think you know the answer to that.
We were talking to a lot of Nepalese people on the trek, and they always asked as their first questions about our activities.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of other questions from different cultures perhaps, they ask about your identity. You know, like what is your status? What is your marital situation? And it just doesn't seem to be a factor for Nepalese people.
really, it's more about living here and not conditioned or told what to think, which we are back home.
They're not interested in how you define yourself or where you fit in a hierarchy.
Yes.
What matters to them is what you're doing.
Just who you are as a good person and a smile on your face, that's how you are judged here, right?
That's right. We do get obsessed about status and our position in society, jockeying to get, a little bit above the people around us.
Yeah.
I don't get that feeling.
A child is an innocent being. It isn't yet conditioned by human opinions, judgments, and rights or wrongs of the mind. Society can feed us bullshit, let's face it. Have we become conditioned to the mouse wheel of always chasing the better pay packet, the better address? Are we too selfish in pursuing our goals? Are we losing touch with what truly matters?
Do you think we've got happiness right over there, or we could use some help?
I think we're all very individualistic, and compared to here, there's a much more sense of community,
yes.
And everyone's kind of helping each other out. And
I think maybe we're a little bit more separated than what we are here.
Yeah, definitely.
I see life as if we are living in our very own movie. But most of us aren't aware that we are in it. All the people we know and meet are the casts and extras. So you can't exclude them, a big part or small part. They're all essential elements of our movie. So if I'm aware that I'm also part of someone else's life movie too, why wouldn't I do my best to make their production the best also? They're essential elements of our film. It just makes sense to help one another and to make everyone else's movie an Oscar winner.
Chasing financial goals is pretty big.
So I'll be happy when I achieve this financial goal.
Yeah, and like your finances are kind of very individualized too, so I feel like that's more, I don't know, in a way selfish.
More me.
Yeah.
It is, and well, personally, I see how they work with one another here, or how they interact with one another. It's all, I'll help you, and then they help the next person on. It just comes around in a lovely circle, and everyone wins from it. We're brought up, you must buy a home. You have to buy a home. But really, do you? To be happy?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think that's just like a misconception. And I feel like in the States, we have this thing called the American dream.
Yeah.
And I feel like the best quote that I've heard about that is like, if you believe in the American dream, then you must be asleep, because like it's not reality.
The world is becoming very consumed by producing and accumulating more and more material things to make you happy. Material things are a fleeting emotion. A new TV, a new car, a new pair of shoes, new sunglasses. It feels good just for now, but it disappears very quickly. We've created a billing system that is so efficient that there doesn't even need to be a human interaction anymore. The human compassion that understands people, it's missing. The computer doesn't care if you have power on the house or if you're struggling to eat.
You here?
Yeah.
You here? So first thing, what's your name?
Huh?
Your name?
My name is Ankami Shelba. Ankami Shelba.
Are you happy?
Yes.
You're very happy?
Happy.
We want truth. The truth for us, for better happiness, what do you think it is? Does it come from here, there? Where do you think happiness lays?
Happy. Here.
Yeah.
Here.
In the heart.
Heart.
So nothing else matters.
Nothing.
Family. Happiness.
My family.
Do you love them or do you put up with them?
My family is also good.
Yeah. Even your son-in-law, you like him still?
Maybe also.
Does he ever make you mad?
Yeah.
Here's this guy here. Does he ever make you mad?
No.
You ever kick him out of the house? No? No. He's thought about it.
Okay, so there's a bit of a language barrier, but the one thing we all have in common, it's laughter.
Good girl. Just got yak guts in my mouth.
You see plenty of choppers around here and in such a remote area, but that's to handle people struck down by injuries and illness and mainly altitude sickness. You've seen a lot of death, a lot of life.
Yes. We had lots of death in the mountains. During my working period since 2003 on Everest, I saw many people dead on Everest. Even some people dead on base camp.
Shit. Oh shit.
2014 we have a really big avalanche, 6:30 in the morning below Everest Camp 1, Kumba Icefall, and within 5 minutes we lost 16 our Sherpas friend there, and in 2015 we lost 18 people in the base camp, including foreigner and our Sherpa friends. Climbing Mount Everest is really high risk. People planning to climb Everest, that's their dreams all the time, and I don't know what they get something after summit.
You see, someone like Lakpa, he knows the risks, so he's asking himself as well, is it actually worth coming here? What is it that we are all chasing exactly? Well, this is why I'm on this journey, still waiting to find out.
Are you kidding me? And we think we've got it tough.
I decided to pick up the pace. You can see how fast I'm trekking. Please take note. It's really not a good idea. Everybody says, take your time. Even Lakpa, my guide.
Slowly, slowly. Listen to your body. Slowly, slowly.
Did I listen? No. You can't rush a rush. Slower is faster. As I keep hiking, I'm in a constant battle with the mind. I can't pretend there's no pain there because it's real. It's cold, my ankle's killing me. F*** me. So I'm about 500 meters off where we're staying tonight, and my leg is killing me. It's like walking on a sprained ankle every step I take, and the younger me probably would have tapped out. But it's like life, slower is faster. If you just stop for a minute and slow down, I'll get up and have another crack in a minute. Let's go. A cold, painful day. It's been a pure mind and body fight to combat the pain and lack of sleep. But this is why we are here, not because it's easy. It's to test ourselves, to test our soul. Is there any other way to know who you truly are without a test?
Someone's been hit with altitude sickness. We're only at 4,000 metres, but you can get sick any time. One thing we've got to remember, the only one thing we really truly own is our health. Without that, we've really got nothing.
So this morning's delay allowed me to bump into an Everest veteran and get some true insight to what it was actually like.
Well, I was here in 2013 and did Everest at that time. A total life experience for me. I enjoyed every step of the way, walking through the path to Everest that all the heroes have done.
Yeah.
Hillary, Bonington, all those guys.
And you made it to the top.
Well, I did, and that was, again, one of those experiences that almost indescribable. I have been reading about the climbing in the Himalayas since I was a teenager, and to have that dream come true was beyond belief. It's people, it's the emotions, it's the experience. That's really what's important. And you can tell the people that are here just to prove something and maybe show off, let's say,
yeah.
And others that are here to have the experience. One of the kind of my touchstones that I use is, the most important things in life aren't things.
Dougie got me thinking. Money's not the experience. It may help, but it's not the experience. Money doesn't buy happiness. Happiness has always been defined as a destination in most people's lives. How many times do you hear stuff like, I'll be happy when I get a new car, I'll be happy when I find a new partner or a job or whatever. But happiness isn't a destination. It's all part of the journey, every minute of every day.
So we're nearly 4,900 up, and I'm enjoying talking to people on the way, but it's hard work. So the breathing here compared to say Australia, I could walk up a hill 100, 200 metres at a time, no worries. Here it's like 20 metres at a time and you're just buggered. And the faster you try and go, the worse it is.
After a freezing lunch, I step outside and meet an inspiring woman. She was here to find Zen.
I have. I have come here to find Zen. I have terminal cancer, and I have a year to live.
Meet Charlotte, a 47-year-old legend.
And so I am doing every bucket list thing you could possibly think of, and this is number one.
Wow,
yeah.
Respect. Can you tell us about that? How do you feel?
Sure. I feel fantastic, actually. I feel really good. I've had maybe like 4 treatments in the last 3 years, like operations, chemo, radiation, and so this is number one on my bucket list. And so very, very emotional. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I just went to the Great Wall of China, and that was number 2.
Yeah.
And then number 3, 2 months ago I ran with the bulls in Spain. And so, next year's the South Pole and the pyramids. It's going to be fun. And so that's, to me, that's Zen is the accomplishment, following your dreams. That's where I'm finding the peace. Honestly, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
So you've been told that you have a year left?
About a year left.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, what secrets do you have to give people at home or people watching to happiness? What advice do you have to people who take health and all that type of thing for granted, or even being happy?
I did. And so that's I didn't start living until I found out I was dying.
The thought of death has given you life.
Without a doubt. Yeah.
Really?
And I've never done more, been happier, repaired relationships, made new friendships. Really, everything kind of falls away and you find out what's really important, And there's some sad times, certainly. I have a child, do you know what I mean? It's not all sunshine and roses, but I'm actually getting out and doing things. And I'm feeling really at peace with everything. If I were just sitting around, I don't think I would. And so these trips and these, doing these crazy things, I'm getting to Zen. And it's, happiness.
That's the way you deal with it.
Yeah.
And what about slowing down? Because you seem fast. Really?
No. I just had a cigarette. No, I smoke a pack of Marlboro Reds a day.
Do you really?
4 vodka martinis a day. Yeah. Life's short.
Yeah,
have
absolutely.
Fun. Yeah.
I later found out that Charlotte had put on a fancy dress for all her chemo sessions. What an absolute legend. It's the last day. I can see the base camp sign, but I've got to tell you, these little rocks are really starting to me. Bit of a thrill. Okay, thank you. Well, this is pretty bloody awesome. This journey really wasn't about me and doing this with my dodgy leg. Who cares? I don't bring it up in everyday life. It's about just proving to others that anyone can do this. Anyone. It's not there, it's here and here. There's never a right time, you just gotta have a go. Have a go, or die trying, just have a go. Love you, brother. Thank you. Thank you. I'm here with these two legends, Tom and Kim. We're here at base camp, and Tom, I'd love to start with you. What's brought you here to base camp and made all this worthwhile to you?
When I was born, I was 3 days old, and the doctor said I'd never walk. Well, told my mum and dad that I'd never walk.
Feet run back to front.
Pretty much, yeah. What was it called?
Bilateral congenital vertical talus.
And from that, like, after numerous operations, you know, he told me I wouldn't walk when I was a kid. You know, and here I am standing at the bottom of the tallest mountain in the world. So,
a journey we've shared together.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it? And it just goes to show the heart and the drive and the will. Opinions don't mean anything.
No.
If you have the drive and the will, you don't have to prove anyone wrong. Just yourself that you can do it, right?
Walked here. This is amazing to know. Yeah, you walked it.
You know, just find something in life that is your bit, you know what I mean? Whether that is climbing a mountain or whether that's art or whether that's something, you know, try not to be false. You know, don't be like that sheep that follows everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, just go and be happy doing whatever you want to do that's happy. You know, I've just had a little boy as well, so, you know, that was the proudest, happiest moment in my life, so, yeah. You know, it's great.
Mate, I love it. I can hear it in your voice. It sounds beautiful. I'm watching how the hikers here, and when they actually get here, they're just elated, absolutely elated, and the smile on their face and hugging each other, and what it really is, just for that split minute, there's no judgment. They forget about who they actually are or who they think they are, and they enjoy the moment. They just become who they really are, and that's love and just being, and it's unreal to see, and that's the key to happiness. It's remembering that and not forgetting, because you forget, you slip in the same patterns. You can be how the trekkers are here when they reach base camp. You can be that anywhere in the world at any one time. It's a thought, and really it's just a decision to be it or not. I choose be it. Finally, I'm dedicating this episode to Charlotte, the woman I met who told me she only has 1 year to live. She left such an impression on me. I came and found exactly what I was looking for. I found Charlotte.
I made it! I can't believe I made it. Okay, that's it. That's it? That's it. I can't believe I made it.